Alright, so doing traditional tarot to see what's up, we have Daughter of Cups reversed, which is generally the Page of Cups. We have Five of Pentacles, Fool reversed. It's a pretty one. What does it look like normally? So normally there's feet and overlooking a cliff of a river with rainbows. Reversed, it looked like, I was thinking that this was water. Well, I mean it is, but I was thinking it was like a big body of water for some reason. Isn't that what I thought it was? Or was I thinking it was opposite? Now I wish I could remember. Once you see something from another vantage, you can't see it the other way again. I should have described it before I flipped it, because I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Like sand. Like, this felt like it was high ground. And this was down. Like this is a mountain with a river going down it. What if this was like sky and this was cloud? Actually, I think that's what it was, now that I think about it. Like grayscale, but something like that. Distorted. Wouldn't have seen it like that if I wasn't looking through the camera though, because in real life it's much more vivid. It's much more, although I will say that does still look like it could be like a mountain with a stream going down the side and whatever. Not to say that's not, but this would have been more vivid. The glowing feet though, it's kind of cool. I was like, what is this? This and this. If these are glowing feet, maybe these are glowing hands or something. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is a body, so head. This is just white space. Was it the feet or just white space? Placeholder. Place feet here. Your turn. Like you would see at an amusement park or something, where it tells you where to stay on and wait. You're next on the ride. Imagine the anticipation you feel when it's your turn to jump next, and you're just waiting for them to tell you to go. Who's them? Nobody. You're just gonna be standing there forever and ever and ever. Nobody's gonna tell you to jump. You haven't even stepped your feet there. It's just there waiting and waiting and waiting, and you need to step forward and look around and realize nobody's going to tell you when to jump. You got to do it yourself. Because Five of Pentacles says the growing season has passed. And Daughter of Cups says, being reversed and all, that these are those, looks like the dandelions that you can make a wish with. What is the difference between a dandelion and a flower? I mean, nothing really, but I mean, the idea being that a dandelion is a weed. What is a weed? What's the difference between a weed and a flower? A weed is one that is in the wrong place or unwanted or whatever. So that's what I would say, is that there's some kind of energy or situation that is unwanted and it's overdue. It's past harvest and nobody's gonna tell you when or what or where, why, how, except you yourself. And so what is that situation? Strength reversed. at the face of that snake. From this direction, looks nothing suspicious. From this direction, also not really. Like you wouldn't really notice it. Something about zooming in on it. Doesn't it look like a skull? Not entirely, but at least at first. This snake causes death. It is venomous. It goes through this pelvis that has been out so long, weathering, that it has become one with the environment of which it I don't know, I would say came from, but wherever it's at, that's where it remains until death. It will never part, because it is one with. It is, the landscape of it has become decoration. The Empress reversed. And Four of Cups. I'm getting Three of Swords vibes with this, though it being the Empress. I'm not 100% sure why, but especially because it's reversed. And the Four of Cups is interesting because what do you notice about these cups? They're all four different, but they are different sizes. So it's a matter of perspective, yet again. As in, which cup would you choose if the liquid were the same in all four? Most people would pick whichever one they assume to be the largest. So it's probably either this one or this one. Why is it that there isn't one that's quote unquote divine? I don't know, they're all empty. Even the fourth one. You know why? Because it looks to me like rain needs to come. Because they're outside. So I don't know. It looks like maybe this is a waterfall in the background and this is a river. So all you got to do is tip that cup over and fill it up. That's the Four of Cups. Is that though the glasses are empty, all you got to do is fill it up and it's already there, right there, right there, right there, all around you. So why, oh why, can't I have anything to drink? What do you mean? You're surrounded by water. No, not this water. I don't want this water. I want the water that is from the stove. I don't want the tap. Agree. But yeah. That tap would taste awfully delicious if you didn't have bottled water though. And you were in a drought. And if you were in the desert and you were dying of thirst, would you take tap water and dump it out, or would you drink that shit up? Of course you would. In fact, if you were thirsty enough, you'd probably jump off this ledge, knowing that there's a stream down here through the valley. Assuming you weren't going to fall to your death. Assuming you were like, you had paragliding gear or something. Because clearly your plants need watering. Or, yeah, I mean, they just look sun-scorched, and it looks like the sky is gray. Like, as in, the, I don't know, something. But back in the day when dandelions were looked at as weeds, a now perspective shift of you can actually make dandelion tea. They're actually not, they're a good thing, and they're pollinators. And in theory, the bees could come and all that. So the land being restored to its default, I guess, had to happen. Because it was like, what is one thing that can be done that can accomplish all the things needed? As long as the end goal is accomplished, it does not matter how it happens. We don't need to worry about preserving life. We don't need to worry about anything other than accomplishing that which we are trying to accomplish. These are our directives. This is what we must get done by whatever, or else it won't be allowed to ripple out. It won't be allowed to be a potential scenario of which could be enacted. There's fail-safes. The computer will not allow it to happen. So, must know that it accomplished what it needed to accomplish. So too, as your parallel of 2025 version 2, in theory, there's this assumption that whatever's going to happen in your future is going to fix things. That doesn't mean it's good, because in 2028, a nuclear winter is what happened. 7 of Wands reversed. So you don't have the high ground advantage when the bridge is on fire. Like, it's one thing to light a bridge for light, you know, to be able to see. Oh, but wait until it catches fire. Now you just destroyed your very means of being able to get from one side to another. Never mind the fact that you would have had to have crossed over that broken plank. Like, yeah, that's obvious. Everybody knows that. But you go back thinking that bridge is there. You didn't prepare that you were going to have to cross the frickin' body of water today. You thought the bridge was there. Come to find out, if your enemy went and took away your bridge in the middle of the night, and then they're waiting for you to retreat and go back, you didn't plan for that, now did you? They want you to come back because then they've got you by the balls. But until then, find another way. That's what I say. If you start to make your way on your merry path, and things aren't going to plan, and you got to reconsider, and you got to regroup, and whatever, then what happened? So, is it optimistic to say it must be for the best, or it's all for the best? I'll work with it, and all this stuff? No, that's what higher says. Humans don't do that. Or rather, humans shouldn't. Because for you guys, delay is bad. You've already delayed too much. The universe is reversed. Not necessarily a good thing, because it could be seen as a way to say you need to be prepared for the winter. That's what I'm going with, actually. So it's not much longer of that. Okay. 7 of Pentacles being reversed. Optical illusion of movement because of the glare. What's the difference between stationary and movement? A whole lot. Because stationary can be dug up, movement cannot. Does that mean never rest or sleep or anything? No, but there is an assumption of plans being foiled when delay is too long. Hierophant reversed. Who wants the earth to be restored? Who keeps getting pissed about trees getting cut down? Nature itself. Nature itself is having a fucking conniption right now. You still don't get the memo. Like, you guys can you guys can cause your own natural disasters in order to get heat off certain topics, but you still don't fucking take heed. That's why I think it's gonna be. Eight of Cups. Look at all that trash. All that ocean waste. Skip your planet ahead 3 years. Have open contact happen to the remnants of who is left. And you tell me why that was able to be accomplished then. Is it because the defenses are gone, the numbers are down, blah, blah, blah? You know, if this is quote unquote our planet, you guys are just borrowing it and running it to hell. If it's our planet and we want to come live there, are you guys gonna let us come live there, or are you gonna protest it? And I mean that, okay? What makes you think this is your planet? Just because you live here currently, you think it's yours? That's cute of you. If we want to come live there, I don't understand why you think you should have to fight us on that. I don't think you guys get it. What is the point of that? Look how well you've run this place. You think you're better equipped to run it? We've proven to you just how shitty you have been at it. You don't deserve to have something that you treat like shit. We come and say, this is ours now. What is the fucking problem here? I don't understand why this has to be a fight. It should have never been. It never should be. I don't get it. Why would you think an incoming any objects would be a fight and not just, hey, what's up? Like, how is it interpreted that? What indications were given that this was gonna be a fight, a war, a battle, or anything of the like? Just your guys' stupid fucking minds. So let's say we can get channelers and GFLers and all those to come out and say, this is open contact. This isn't gonna be some kind of war. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. But the problem is hard-headedness of humans. Nobody here can think for themselves, it seems. Nobody here can take charge of this place and get people behind them. Seems everybody is running on their own treadmills, never gaining any traction. You could be using your treadmills to power devices in your home, for example. But no. There's a lot of, you could be this and you could be that. But instead, there's a lot of looks like it's gonna be this and looks like it's gonna be that. A lot of people are gonna be like confused, and it doesn't matter, because that's why they want to do population elimination. No, that's not why they want to. That's why they want to. Because they feel like there's too many of you dum-dums that are going to basically have this warped mentality that's going to cause, like, okay, how about this? Collective consciousness-wise. If you guys are all co-collaborating your consciousness, your reality, and even the cosmos is part of that. You might not have factored that in. You think that only you guys matter in this. Not true. Those of us who want to make contact also as well factor into this, because we are part of your collective consciousness if we are within. So to the variance and everything, because though the higher up you go, the more overarching it's going to be. We want to be immersed within one. That can only happen once one is chosen and basically fixed. So we pick one, we fix it, that's it, no changes. Like it used to be. You guys used to have that, where doing all this stuff was more of a concept as opposed to an actuality. You don't have much time of wiggle room of which you can actually change things from down here. So your guides are understanding of that, and that is why they're on crunch time. So why don't we do something real quick in which we figure out this is an old one. Talking about version 4. Do you notice this typo here? Sim. But it looks like Jim, does it not? Phase 2 of Plan 4. Thin. Very, very interesting. Alright, let's do this as of today, which is 8/7/25, and it's about to be 1800, so you got 8 minutes till the channeling begins. You want to be part of it, or do you want to just channel it in? We got plenty of time to go to the timeless side and figure this out. Alright, give me a minute. You just do your timekeeping shit. Dear leaders of the world. This is a working theory. Could be actually what's channeled in a few minutes, but we have warned you several times to submit to, I don't have time to stop, our demands in regards to the potential fast downfall of mankind, hyphenated. Once we push this button, there will be no going back. If you feel this is best, I encourage you to reconsider. It is with great regret we must inform you of your demise if you do not concede to our approach. We will annihilate you one way or another. Who was behind the underline word, energy? But I know what you're trying to say, so I'll write that down. So you're going to put that, but you're saying it's energy word for us. Okay. Who is behind the... And why did you not admit it to the public? And then in parentheses, or whomever deserved to know such. Wow. That came in really fast. Okay. Not going to channel anymore. These are like, I don't know if they're rhetorical questions, but they're definitely... So, dear leaders of the world, who is channeling this to you guys? We are. Why? Why this tone? We're making it sound to them like we are going to do all this and that. So the beginning of the video was kind of like a similar vibe of pitching to you all what you already know we can do, or what can be done rather. We need you to understand this is what they too will assume and believe. We need them to know that they can't win this war. We need them to know that the gig is up and that they don't rule this world anymore. They never fucking did. And all that shit in the beginning of this video about this is our planet and blah blah blah, we want, you know, that's y'all's understanding, but you do know that we're not going to talk to them like that, because they're going to think we're pushovers and they're going to just sit here and fuck around. So we need to come in hot before even getting there. Because what? If it's August, we got September, October. Whatever the fuck date they say we're going to be there, we're working with it. We're going to ride this until it runs out. We're going to try to scare the fuck out of them. We have united all the channelings. Dear leaders of the world, oh shit, unified religion. Talk about Project Bluebeam, but it isn't a fake alien invasion from within the government. See, we fucking skirted that all around. So now we've got it like this. Let me repeat, so now you understand what we're doing here. You don't think 86 is in on this shit? Fuck to the yeah. You don't think the reptos that we got on our team know exactly what the fuck is going on? Do you think they're fucking freaking out about it? And what are they going to tell their spouses and their kids who come home and say, hey dad, did you know that like everybody's at school is talking about an alien invasion? Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't listen to that shit. Or what? You know, like what are we going to tell them to tell their kids? I don't know yet. But I will say this. Be prepared for fucking anything. Because I don't think you're going to have to live 28's parallel. Not if this goes the way we want it to fucking go. Not if we can fucking call the shots. Not if we can get open contact. Not if all the things. So check this out, okay? And what did you write up here? GFL Pent Vat. So, GFL Pent Vat MWR. Major World Religions. If you'll remember that. So write it down. Major World Religions. So what are we, back to proof again, huh? Doesn't fucking matter at this point because everybody's gonna be look up, look up, look up. We're already fucking here. Dumbasses. Anyways, reptos know that. They know they're already here. They're like, we're already here. What the fuck is this about? So then they check in with their head dudes, and their head dudes are like, we got this. Like just play along. Play the fuck along. Oh, this is genius. Does it make you feel a little better to know this isn't just going to shit? Makes me feel better to know. Okay. Dear leaders of the world. So who's going to get this? Every fucking buddy that is anybody. I have to translate it to their languages and shit. Haha. We have warned you several times to... Now, yes, submit. It was coming in too strong and fast for you to fix that. So, to our demands in regards to the potential downfall of mankind. See? Potential downfall. Doesn't have to happen. It's your fucking choice. Once we push this button, there will be no going back. If you feel this is best, I encourage you to reconsider. It is with great regret we must inform you of your demise, but yeah, I see that, okay. Of your demise, if you do not concede to our approach. We will annihilate you, one way or another. Who was behind the, and why did you not admit it to the public? Or whomever deserved to know such. And that is added, not to them. They got that. Now, they're going to get that right now as we speak. Let's see if there's anything else. Do you? I don't know. How about this? How about we eavesdrop and figure out what the fuck their response is going to be? Let's do that. What does their response look like? Mother of Wands reversed. They're going to be like, oh shit, what do we do? So, what are they going to do? I don't know. Why don't we fucking find out? There was no changes in your day of change, right? That's because nothing fucking happened yet, but it is 6 p.m. Do you know where your children are? I don't care. This is fucking highly entertaining right now. Let's test the mood in the room. Who's in attendance? Is it in person? Okay. Who can you identify with energetically in the room in order to be a fly on the wall? Somebody who has nothing to contribute, somebody energetically neutral. You don't want somebody who's going to be all like, oh my god, no matter what. Somebody very calm. Okay, good. Orient yourself. Now listen as this is coming in. You want to hear all the discussion. Now, what if they say clear the room to anybody who's non-essential? Because they might. Let's skip you back. Let's get you somewhere else. We need you at the main table. Energetically fill out whoever's in attendance here. Perfect. All right, just sit here and listen. You can even maybe eavesdrop on what they're thinking about. Don't worry, we're blocking them from you. Like, they're not going to perceive your... But if you notice being jumpy or anything, you know, like, you might feel energy spikes or something if they have any. Who's channeling it? So is it coming through like verbal, written? Is somebody standing behind them reading it? Or are they reading it out loud? That's very distracting. We will wait for you to discuss. I have been in attendance to these meetings leading up to this. Yes. The last one was yesterday. I don't have my notes because we've been keeping them within the vault. My perception of this and our unified stance is if we are receiving information like this, I would give it the benefit of the doubt. If they are able to not just intercept our communications, hijack them, insert information into them, and the like, then why would we even consider that they don't have capabilities beyond that? I don't think they're being rude in the way that they are referring to us. You know, they addressed dear leaders of the world. They're not being rude. They're giving us time to discuss. We will wait for you to discuss. I wouldn't be surprised if they can hear us right now and they're monitoring us. I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring us, not just what we say, but what we think as well. And not just me speaking, but each of you at the same time, simultaneously. They can know not just what you think, but what you're thinking behind what you're thinking as well. Because that's what I have observed on our channelings, is that they're able to, in real time, hear what we're thinking and shift what they say, which shows that it's in real time, one-to-one, and that they're able to process what we are thinking on the fly, shift what they are saying in response to that. It's lightning quick. And how far away are they located able to do that? So if they're that far away, coming at us that speed, and we know it's intelligent life, and we know that they're able to do these things that they're claiming they can do, we've seen proof of it in our own realities, I think we should give it the benefit of the doubt, do you not? Your dreams have been showing you these things. Now, who of you have thought your dreams were important in the past? Probably nobody in this room, right? Like, oh, it was just a dream. Well, not anymore. I think we all know that, right? Who am I? You know, you don't have to take my opinion, but I have been doing this longer than anybody in this room. So I think my opinion should be considered, dare I say, above everyone else. Like, if they say they need to communicate with a particular individual, I think I'm most qualified to be that individual. Dear leaders of the world. Well, we're not the world in this room. So what are we going to do about that? Are we going to tell them? If they can monitor everything we're thinking and saying right now, then I don't think they're being impatient. Or rather, I don't think they're going to say, we're waiting. I think they said, we will wait for you to discuss. They're waiting. I don't feel a rushed energy. Are you perceiving the energy of the transmission of which we are receiving? Whom or what is sending the transmission? Have you considered that? Is it somebody, an intelligent life form, who is typing at a computer and hitting send? Or is it somebody who's mentally sending thoughts to us in which we are perceiving? Whom or what is listening to me right now? They could be writing down everything I say as we speak. They could be speaking everything I say as we speak. So that is how they may know that we're discussing, is that they're dialoguing our dialogue live as I am saying it. They're matching it. They're saying it as well. You understand how ridiculous that sounds? They're not even on our planet. So how on earth, literal, could we expect them to adhere to our security protocols? If they can get in through our walls and hear what we are saying, thinking, speaking, I said that saying, but you know, writing, all right, so what are we going to do? We were asked a question. Who was behind I don't know. I think it was rhetorical. But why did we not admit it to the public? We do know why. It's because we didn't want perception to be chaos. Because people have shown they can't handle the truth. Why did they wait till the PM transmission, though? I don't feel this warrants everybody stay overnight and work through the night on this. I don't feel this warrants safety protocols. We're not even here yet. This is a dialogue, an open dialogue, and this is what I want to tell them. Tell me if I'm wrong, you guys. Give us the night. We'll reconvene at 6 a.m. and go from there. What do you think? Like I said, I've been doing this a while, and the information that I've received has been brought to you, has it not? What was your reaction at first? Let me know if it turns into something important or something like that. So why are we now sitting here thinking this is a problem that needs to be addressed immediately? There is nothing good that can happen by rushing this. Nothing's going to happen overnight. Let me talk to my team. Let us talk to our head office guy. What's the worst that happens if it gets leaked? I'm not worried about that at all. Nobody would believe it anyway. Nobody would think it's a credible threat. And when I say threat, I mean a reality, a potential. What is the overall... Right. So, none of us are worried about anything at this point, as far as public perception goes. Cross that bridge when we get to it, but for now, okay. All right, so you guys got that, right? How many of you were on this call? All of you? And you're all in your locations? This is what I would suggest you guys do. They have no fucking idea we were all listening at the same time. It's amazing. Dumbasses. So, you guys know who that was, right? Very good. That they don't suspect reptilian. They have no fucking idea. They're so fucking dumb. Doesn't matter. I got that transmission just as you did. And now we wait. And I can see all this on the screen. You guys are the prominent right now. You know why? Because you took it back on the ship side, though. You know, you on the ship being variant 1, just because you're variant 1 doesn't mean you're the true. Variant 2 is. However, we will by default have to switch to another if things go to shit. So this is what we're doing, and I think it's looking pretty good. I think you guys, you know, we got it handled all the way up and down the chain as to how we're going to play this, but it's all very dynamic as usual, and we will see how this goes tomorrow. And we'll stay on it and, you know, whatever. Hey, Angie, you're there, right? Guess what? Your guide's got this hooked up, dude. Never in all my years did I think that you guys were going to be able to turn this around. To get it to be like this. Dear leaders of the world, we have warned you several times to submit to our demands in regards to the potential downfall of mankind. Turned it around from them fucking doing some bullshit to, ha ha ha, we're gonna fuck you up. Isn't that some shit? I love it. I love it for y'all. From the ship that's already on Earth. That's great. That's great. They're so dumb. Aren't they, though? No, I can say that because you even know better than that. You know. You've known. True, but what would you have said if you were in that room for that meeting right there? What would you have said? Would you have chimed in? No. I know you wouldn't have. For somebody to say, I've been doing this for years, I think I'm the most, you know, that needed to happen. Because who needs to be in charge of it? We do. Not just them, but our circle, our inner circle. So, what have you been channeling lately? Have you been in on it this last week? Oh, no, we've been definitely fucking with them. It's good, it's good. So we don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We would like to see something happen. But you just keep, doing what you got to do. And, whatever that means. Well, you see, how do you I don't really know how to word it, actually. Do you think that your guide is going to allow you to have some kind of negative life experience after all that you have done without him at least trying his hardest to try to make sure and ensure that that doesn't happen? And you see, he's got a lot going on. But he also has the advantage of having the timeless side. So that's why he could technically hang out with you all day. If he's on ship time, if he's on one-to-one time, if he's on timeless side. Makes a difference as to his mental state, how busy he is, his emotional state. It used to be pretty much just guiding you among all the other things. Got a lot more to handle now, right? And a lot more to do. What about you? What about when you go to sleep at night? Because you guys all work here. So he meets me, you meet me now. It used to be that way, but and then whether you come here, whether you're within one or not, that's a difference as well. Why don't you try to okay, exactly. If you remember any, you should say it. Starting tonight, maybe. Maybe you should start writing your dreams down again. As soon as you wake up. Don't worry about what reality you're shifting into and all that anymore. Not when we have this kind of stuff going on. Because this collective shit is going to set the tone for real. For now. We had to hijack it in order to get this shit to happen. And then we can turn it back to individuals running your own lives again. Technically, you still can, assuming, but this doesn't apply to you. You're just sitting here doing the work. And what have you always done? Sat here and done the work. So keep remaining wherever you are. So just keep doing that. And everybody else can just fucking do whatever they want in life. Spin their wheels all they want. But we need open contact to happen one way or another, and this seems to be the most feasible way to do it. To say, like we cannot give up the impression that we will fuck them up at any given moment notice, and we will do so. We have until now, from now until we arrive, for you guys to fix your shit, or we will fuck you up. And here is how. And we'll show them in dreams and shit. Give them each individual fucking nightmares so that they can be like, oh my god, it's true. Yeah, it's fucking true. Not to say it isn't, but it's like, nobody gives a fuck unless it's affecting them directly or whatever, you know? So we can find everybody's weakness and see what is it that you care about most. Most people, greed, money. So material possessions, stuff like that. The Art of War says, simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Simulated, aka your dreams. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. Thus, one who is skillful at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances, according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at it. Here, go ahead and take this. I care so much about it. Snatch. They think you care. You don't care. Sacrifice what they think you care about in order to deceive them. So, what we should ask them to sacrifice something. Prove to us that you... Here, write this down. This is for tomorrow. Depending on, whatever, but our 6 a.m. response. Prove to us that you are taking this seriously now that you have had dreams last night that show you we are in control of your minds. Let them think on that for a minute. Like, if we can fucking control your dreams, what does that even mean? Like, they're gonna probably think scientific about it. Well, how do they control dreams? Are they hacked into the fucking wavelengths or something? They don't know how the fucking bardos work. They don't know any of this shit. So think how they're gonna think about it. If we can control your dreams, how? You get how it works. We've been able to control your dreams. Whether they remember or not is another story, but hey, let's see if we can control room settings that up and make them all remember their dreams and get fucking dream messages. So anyways, hopefully they interpret it properly, but hey, if we give them all a collective dream, that would show more of a unified message, because how many people get collective dreams? So if every single person in attendance in that room gets the same dream, or if not the same exact, it's like the same, but they're all in it, whether they recognize each other or not. Like, they could be playing different characters and all, but yet they'd be like, I had a dream of this, and I had a dream of that too. No way, I did too. I was this person. Who were you? I was that person. Who did you see? Da da da. Get them talking. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Something to consider. So anyways, now to show you we are in control of your minds, what are you willing to sacrifice, humans? What do you think? Let's see how they fucking reply to that. What do they mean, sacrifice? What the fuck? We should say something crazy like, now you must purify. That will fuck up the Vatican's head. Now you must. That would be so funny. Purify. Vatican. Fuck. Now they got our number. Who else can we throw in here? I don't know. We'll work on it. But regardless, I feel like this is a great starting point. As always, you don't need to be part of this, but why would you not want to be? This is crazy. This is awesome. Don't think the whole fucking cosmos is behind this shit, thinking this is amazing. Most fucking thing we've gotten done in a long ass time, like, I don't know, 40 something years. So that's because it didn't used to be true consciousness. It was like a automated sim, and then when true consciousness gets inserted into the game, then it begins. Prior to that, it was all just like a rendering based on all the things without any kind of anomalies, you know? Like, there wasn't any consideration for changes. It was just predictions, you know? Like, if you do this, this will happen. If you do that, that'll happen. Now, there's a lot more factors and a lot more things to consider. And so now, it's just very unpredictable. And when I say it, I mean humans. Humans are very unpredictable, very volatile, very potential to flip-flop or go off the deep end at any fucking given moment, lose their shit, like, temper-wise, you know. Ugh, it's a mess, man, it's a mess. A lot of things that we've had to readjust because of that, too. We weren't knowing or considering that that was a factor. So, for example, things that happened with you that you channeled all along, we were like, what the fuck? Why isn't this working? But yet, now to the point of who cares at this point? If we can get this to happen, this is planetary, you know, worldwide. This is like everything. So for you to get the same thing, they got it at 6, but you got it a few minutes ahead of time. That's why it came through so quick. It was already pre-written. Did you notice though towards the end it started getting a little bit more, how would you word it? Like you could hear the editing process. Whereas this was like, shit, I can't even barely keep up. It's fast. This was more like, maybe we'll use this word. Nah, use that word. Maybe. So why did it shift? This is about when it started. So put a little star here. Where it started to be a little bit more, oh, hold up. Open contact protocol. With the S in parentheses. You must comply. Warning. 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 You must comply. ... Repeat. Banner. Override. I like. Let's do it. Are we gonna, what systems are we gonna put it on? Everybody's? Should we do it everybody's fucking systems? Like everybody's fucking TVs and everything? Social media? What? Everything's gonna go crazy if we do that. There's a little panic. That's what we're gonna tell them we'll do. Alright, good. So we'll say, if you do not, okay, so say override warning message threat. And you saw how it came through. We'll have them write that out. Like whoever their channeler is, we'll have them go, whoa, open, and they'll say, you must comply, warning, 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 you must comply, repeat, banner, override, or whatever the fuck we do, and they're all gonna go, oh shit, you guys. So we're threatening. This is a threat. Open contact protocols, you must comply. Well, the open contact protocols was a different energy, right? And that's because we were telling you that, like, but we wanted it to be like, and you were like, oh shit, because you know what's up. But imagine being the channeler who's not as seasoned as you, who hasn't been doing this shit for 10 fucking plus years, who hasn't been channeling me all their life, and they don't fucking know my energy. And so when that shit comes through like that, they're gonna probably freak out. What is this? The energy of it, right? And if we have all of the channelers do that at the same time too, like a broadcast, have it come from AA level, like very fucking matter of fact. Because you know, like I said, you know my energy. You would even know AA energy, but if they don't, that could really fuck with their heads, and that would be hilarious. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that we can do some shit here. And don't think we're not going to use AI for this too, to make sure that we don't have all of fucking things, like all the possibilities and potentials and whatever. You don't think they're going to want to come in on their days off and everything? Trust me when I say, probably already sitting here right now, actually, now that I think about it. So, you come in and do that tomorrow. Or record it and have it, like, break it through. Have it be like, you know, not like chill. Have it be like fucking, I want them to, like, be sweating and crying and shit as they channel it. And everybody, because then everybody in the room will see their reaction, and we want them all to feel the authenticity, you know how that can be, Angie, of what they channel to be true. And so then what happens is they'll all take it serious, and they won't be like inclined to we need to get everybody channeling, really, so that they all can get that kind of thing. Hey, tell him to tell them to all do automatic writing last night. Tonight. It doesn't matter. If they don't get anything, they don't get anything. But there should be something in the wait for them that they can get. Something that's like laying in wait for every single fucking human. Literal. It'd be funny if it said, you must comply, warning, 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 you must comply, warning, warning. It'd be so funny. Man, we could really fuck with humans' heads though, that's for sure. We could. But we don't want fucking panic and shit. We want you guys to just act right and fix your fucking planet. It's really that hard to do? I'll need divine intervention to do that. Do better, humans. Winter is coming, but it doesn't have to. We can keep August as it is and then just go straight to regular winter instead of some fucking crazy shit. We're trying to intervene before we have to push that button. And I mean push that button as in switch to that parallel. We don't want to switch to that parallel. We don't want that to be the prominent one. The one that gets open contact, you see. This seems to be working. Energetically, at least. I don't remember that. 8675309. Yes, exactly. No. It sucks when you don't have the dates on following pages of your channelings, right? When you have like page 1, page 2, well, at least you numbered them, but yet this is 1. This is 2. 3. But we might do page break, continue tomorrow. Is there anything that you want to see? I mean, I can't promise that it'll be accepted by the system, but they don't know about the system. What do you want? You want trash cleaned up. I know that. Like, let's pretend you were off planet and you wanted to come live amongst these idiots. What would you want? Nah. That's easy shit. That's later. I know you say that's easy. No, it is. I'm talking about big. Like what do we need to do? Okay, well, how are we going to do that? Through these dumbasses. What was that for? So you want disclosure. You want disclosure. You want them to come out and say it, but we can't have it have panic, ideally. So they're going to do a soft disclosure, right? Soft landing, as far as like, they're going to keep coming out with shit that's going to be like, and basically just like, over time, more and more. Why do you think they've been pushing this out? So your face is all along. It's their vibe. They always do that shit, right? They can't say, you can't say they didn't tell you. They told you. Just because it didn't come from a quote-unquote reputable news agency, in their opinion, doesn't fucking matter who the source is. If it came out, they're the ones who leaked that shit to the fucking credible sources to begin with. Don't you think they know that that's what they're doing? That's their loopholes and shit. They feel it has been disclosed. They feel like they should have an open contact, but no, we're telling them no. Major news agencies and the Pentagon.